Major League Baseball has always grappled with its history, especially regarding players banned for offenses that tarnished the game's integrity. The recent decision by Commissioner Rob Manfred to lift the ban on deceased players from the permanently ineligible list, including icons like Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson, has reignited a debate about forgiveness, punishment, and the very soul of America's pastime. For years, fans and pundits have argued about whether these fallen stars deserve a place among baseball's immortals in the Hall of Fame. Now, with the ban lifted for deceased players, the question becomes even more pressing. The Commissioner's decision, while groundbreaking, only applies to players who are no longer living. This means that while Shoeless Joe's legacy can be reassessed posthumously, Pete Rose remains ineligible for Hall of Fame consideration during his lifetime. Manfred explained that the ban's primary remaining function was to exclude these players from the Hall of Fame, and that deceased individuals no longer pose a threat to the game's integrity. This decision has been met with mixed reactions. Some argue that it's a long overdue act of fairness, allowing future generations to judge these players on their accomplishments on the field. Others believe that the ban, even in death, should remain as a stark reminder of the consequences of betraying the game's sanctity. The cases of Rose and Jackson are complex and emotionally charged. To understand the magnitude of Manfred's decision, we must delve into the careers and controversies of these legendary players. Their stories are not just about baseball, they reflect broader societal attitudes towards gambling, race, and redemption. As we explore these issues, we are forced to confront uncomfortable truths about the past and how they continue to shape our present. Before his fall from grace, Pete Rose was a baseball god, known as Charlie Hustle for his relentless style of play. Rose embodied the spirit of the game. He was a blue-collar hero who clawed his way to the top through sheer grit and determination. His on-field accomplishments are undeniable. Rose holds the Major League record for most career hits, 4,256, a testament to his exceptional hand-eye coordination and unwavering work ethic. He was a 17-time All-Star, won 3 World Series titles, and was named the National League's most valuable player in 1973. Rose wasn't just a hitter, he was a complete player. He won Gold Gloves at multiple positions, showcasing his defensive versatility. He was a fiery competitor who inspired his teammates and struck fear into the hearts of his opponents. His aggressive base running and headfirst slides became his trademark, embodying his never-say-die attitude. Off the field, Rose cultivated an image as a man of the people. He was accessible to fans, signing autographs and sharing stories with a genuine warmth that made him a beloved figure. He was living proof that through hard work and dedication, anything was possible. His story resonated with millions of Americans who saw in him a reflection of their own aspirations. However, beneath the surface of this baseball icon lurked a darkness that would eventually consume his legacy. Rose's relentless pursuit of victory on the field seemed to bleed into other aspects of his life, leading him down a path of self-destruction. Pete Rose's fall from grace was as swift and dramatic as his rise to fame. In 1989, after years of speculation and rumors, Major League Baseball launched an investigation into allegations that Rose had bet on baseball games, including games involving his own team, the Cincinnati Reds. The investigation, led by lawyer John Dowd, uncovered a trail of betting slips and eyewitness accounts that painted a damning picture of Rose's gambling activities. Rose vehemently denied the allegations, maintaining his innocence for years. However, the evidence against him was overwhelming. Faced with the prospect of a lengthy legal battle and potential criminal charges, Rose ultimately agreed to a deal with then-Commissioner Bart Giamatti. He accepted a permanent place on baseball's ineligible list, effectively banning him from the sport he loved. The ban sent shockwaves through the baseball world. Fans struggled to reconcile the image of their hero with the reality of his actions. The punishment, while severe, was seen by many as a necessary step to protect the integrity of the game. Betting on baseball, especially by a manager with inside knowledge, struck at the very core of the sport's fairness and competitiveness. The scandal tarnished Rose's legacy, overshadowing his on-field accomplishments with the stain of gambling. It raised questions about the extent of his betting activities, the potential impact on games, and whether other players or team personnel were involved. Despite his denials, the cloud of suspicion has lingered over Rose's career ever since, making his case for Hall of Fame reinstatement a complex and controversial one. Shoeless Joe Jackson's story is a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions. Born into poverty in South Carolina, Jackson rose to become one of the most talented hitters of his generation. His nickname stemmed from a childhood incident where he played a mill game without shoes, his feet blistered but his swing as pure as ever. Jackson's natural ability was evident from a young age, and he quickly ascended through the minor leagues, captivating fans with his effortless swing and cannon-like arm. In 1915, Jackson joined the Chicago White Sox, joining a star-studded lineup that included legends like Eddie Collins and Eddie Cicotte. He helped lead the White Sox to the 1917 World Series title, cementing his place as a fan favorite and one of the game's most exciting players. However, Jackson's legacy would be forever tarnished by the events of the 1919 World Series, a scandal that would become known as the Black Sox scandal. The 1919 World Series pitted the heavily favored White Sox against the underdog Cincinnati Reds. Rumors of a fix began to swirl almost immediately. Several White Sox players, disgruntled by low pay and alleged mistreatment from team owner Charles Comiskey, conspired to intentionally lose the series in exchange for money from gamblers. Jackson's involvement in the fix remains a subject of debate to this day. While he confessed to receiving money, he maintained that he never intentionally played poorly. His performance during the series, which included a .375 batting average, seemed to support his claims. However, the damage was done. Jackson, along with 7 other White Sox players, was banned from baseball for life. The Museum of Baseball History is like stepping into a time capsule that takes you through the evolution of America's favorite pastime. Here, every exhibit tells a story from the early days of the sport to the modern era. You can almost hear the crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd as you walk through these halls. It's a place where legends live on and the spirit of the game is preserved for future generations. So let's take a closer look and explore the rich tapestry of baseball history together. As we delve into the question of whether certain traditions remain valid or have become outdated, it's important to consider the broader context. Are these practices still serving their original purpose, or have they become relics of a bygone era? Sometimes what was once seen as innovative can become obsolete over time. This ongoing debate challenges us to re-evaluate and adapt to the changing world around us. Throughout history, many figures have sparked controversy, yet still found their place in the annals of time. These individuals often provoke strong opinions, both positive and negative. Their legacies are complex, marked by significant achievements and equally notable controversies. As we look back, it's crucial to understand the full spectrum of their impact, acknowledging both their contributions and the contentious aspects of their lives. The perception of gambling has shifted dramatically over the years. Once viewed predominantly as a vice, it has gradually gained acceptance in various societies. This change reflects broader social and economic transformations. Today, gambling is often seen as a form of entertainment, albeit one that requires responsible regulation. The evolving attitudes highlight the dynamic nature of cultural norms and the influence of economic factors. Legacies are rarely straightforward. They encompass a mixture of accomplishments and shortcomings, victories and failures. When we examine a complicated legacy, we must grapple with the nuances and contradictions that define it. It's a reminder that history is not black and white, but rather a tapestry of diverse experiences and perspectives. Understanding this complexity allows us to appreciate the multifaceted nature of human endeavors.